Workers' Day has come and passed, and all political parties took this opportunity to attend different Workers' Day programs around the country. Our president Cyril Ramaphosa was in the Western Cape where he gave a speech to the workers of South Africa. Let's talk about that and much more.
Welcome to King Said So, Africa's one land, one language, one currency, one army on King Said So. Africans can unite. Your Pan-Africanist podcast. Enjoy.
Peace in Pan-Africanism to all my African brothers and sisters from all around the world. Welcome back to King Said So. I'm your host, Kagiso Hlongwane Zinjiva Sono. Guys, we are back at it again with another one. This time around, we're going to the Western Cape where Cyril Ramaphosa had a Workers' Day program that he attended there. Now, all the political parties were in full flesh, out and about. You know, it's campaigning time. We are now exactly, guys, it's the 2nd of May. So we are like 27 days away to the national elections that we've been waiting for such a long time. Time is definitely flying by. Now, the ANC had different programs in KwaZulu-Natal, in Gauteng, in the Free State, and in the Western Cape where our president was there. There's quite a few things that he covered there. I did not give you the full speech like I did with the other political parties like Julius Malema. I gave you guys the full speech. I'll do a breakdown if necessary. You know what to do in the comment section. But there's 3 points that the ANC have posted on their social media platform, and I think they wanted to highlight these points, and I was like, let me just do a video about this specific 3 points that is highlighting. The first point is land. You guys know I call myself the master of land expropriation without compensation. I call myself the master of land redistribution to our people. But Cyril Ramaphosa also touches on this topic of land. Let's quickly listen to what our president said to the workers of the Western Cape about land.
We still need to return the land to those who work the land. We still need to ensure that the harm that was done against our people when they were forcibly removed from their land and houses should be addressed. And we still need to provide our people with basic requirements for a decent life.
Now, it is good for our president to be speaking about land because workers at the end of the day have to go back home, and they have to have shelter, they have to have dignity as African people, that actually what they are working for, it's bearing fruit at the end of the day. No father, no mother wants to work for their entire life, working for a company, a factory, a farm, a mine, a government institution, whatever it is, just so that they can get pension. And when they get pension, it is only then that they can actually dream about buying a house. Nobody wants that in their life. And when it comes to the land question, you guys know how passionate I am about the land questioning. But my passion is actually in the kind of wording that our politicians are choosing to use. When we say land must return to those who are using it, who are working on it, who are we talking about? Our policies must be clear, ladies and gentlemen. If you say land must be returned to those who work it, who a white farmer is working on the land, must the land be returned to them? You guys understand what I'm trying to say here? So for me, wording is very important when it comes to the land question. Land must be returned to who? Land must be returned to who? If we say land must be shared amongst everyone who works on it, you are including people that are not supposed to be included in that sentence because of the type of words that you are putting in. Meaning that black people are not going to get favor when it comes to the land, but the land will be given to everyone that works on it. When you say work on it, Indians are working on the land, Chinese are working on the land, Caucasians are working on the land, Afrikaner are working on the land. So actually, who are you going to return the land to? Yes, Cyril Ramaphosa does say we have to fix the historical harm that was done to our people. But our policies have to be clear, ladies and gentlemen. I'm not going to dwell too much into this topic because you guys know my feeling on it. But I want politicians to fix their words and not mix their words when they're speaking about the land. Just say it historically, our colonizers have taken the land from our people, and our people have been neglected the opportunity to work on the land. So when we say the land must be returned to our people, we mean the indigenous people of this country. You're done. That's all you need to say. So I'm just fixing our president there in terms of the wording. I know what he means, but I don't want to assume. I want to take what politicians say to us literally. So if a person says people who are working on the land, I'm going to include everyone because you did not speak about the race. You understand what I'm saying? Clip number two, President Cyril Ramaphosa speaks about the ANC, people going around like brackies, making noise, saying the ANC will drop under 50%. Let's interrogate this statement.
Comrades, on the 29th of May, we're going to elections. Those are going to be the most important elections. But there are those who go around, various political parties, who go around who are our opponents. They run around the country like little brackies, running around and saying all manner of things, saying nywe, 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 saying that the ANC is going to be below 50%. I want to give them a very clear message. The workers of this country, the people of this country are not going to allow the ANC to go below 50%. They are working for an outright majority of the African National Congress. And here in the Western Cape, we are going to show those who believe that the Western Cape belongs to them, that the African National Congress is coming after you.
There you hear it. Our president is saying the workers of this country are not going to allow the ANC to go below 50%. All of these small parties running up and down, saying nywe, 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 like small brackies, he's got a message for them. They will never get the ANC underneath 50%. It's an interesting thing that he says. There's two things that we must look at there. Number one, the percentage of unemployment since Cyril Ramaphosa took over in 2019. Well, 2019, I believe he took over and the unemployment rate was about something like 31%. It's currently sitting at 36% in 2003, the last quarter of 2023, and it's rising ever so slightly. And so unemployment is going up in South Africa. That's not a good thing. And if I can put a graph here next to me, you guys will see that black people are actually affected most by unemployment. Do you understand what I'm trying to say to you? Another thing that we need to look at, or what our president is saying is, and I think he might be right on this one, is that the ANC will not go under 50%. We must be scientific about this and look at the statistics. And our statistics are telling us that since 2004, from 2009, the ANC has been losing a percentage or 2 or 3 in the national elections. So if we look at 99, there were, I think that's when Thabo Mbeki joined, 66%. He had a 2/3 majority, did absolutely nothing with it. And then you look at 2004, Thabo Mbeki still had a 2/3 majority, he did nothing with it. And when you look at 2009, I think that's when Jacob Zuma took over. You see them dropping from 69 to 65.90. So that's a percentage that they dropped. The ANC dropped a percentage. So Jacob Zuma, of course, stood again in 2014. In 2014, and they got 62%. Okay, 62% in 2014, and we know that in 2019, when Cyril Ramaphosa took over, you remember the CR7 campaign, they got 57%. So you can see that they were not dropping too many percentages at once. When we honestly look at our elections, guys. So 2000 and, like I said, in 2019 they got 57%. So probably if you say they have lost a lot of percentages, you might be speaking about 5. ANC has never dropped 5% in over 5 years. It has never happened. So maybe there's some truth in there. Maybe some of you don't like to hear that. Some of you want to put in the different type of situations right now, the EFF situations, the Mkhonto we situation. I'm just looking at the numbers. Don't kill the messenger. That is what is happening. So the workers, for me, I don't think workers have got so much confidence in them because unemployment is going up. So when unemployment goes up, the people that are unemployed, I think it's going to be very difficult to convince them to vote for the ANC in the hopes of saying the ANC will fix everything and then at the end they will get a job. So it's not going to be easy for them. The ones that you need to convince is this one that you already have as your employees. And most of them are state employees, by the way, because the state is the biggest employer in our country, of which it's not supposed to be that way. But anyways, so you guys tell me, do you see the ANC dropping for 57%, guys? 57% to 49%. And remember what I always tell you guys, no matter what coalition government that you are looking at, come at the end of these elections, the ANC will be part of it. Because the ANC at the end, guys, I don't see this thing of people saying the ANC will drop under 40%. There is no way. The ANC at worst will do something like 45%, and that will be a miracle looking at the percentage they've been dropping over the years since 2009. They've been dropping 1% here, 3% there, 2% there. So from 57, if they drop 6%, they're still gonna make it to 51%. But anyway, that's just me looking at the numbers objectively. And also the last point that President makes is the 18 to 35-year-olds and also people who are above the age of 35.
Yes, we have a very high burden of unemployed young people, which we are addressing in a variety of ways. Those who are 18 to 35. But comrades, our government is not leaving those who are 35 and above aside. And we say even those who are 35 and above need to be prioritized to get jobs because they also need jobs. They also need work. We should not just be focusing on one section, whilst we recognize that the majority of those currently who do not have work are young.
Guys, 35 years old and above, or let's say 36 years and above, because from 18 to 35, you're considered as what we call the youth. Some of us are still in that bracket, believe it or not, but will be out very soon. I believe for most people, they have lost hope in seeking for a job because jobs specifically specify that you need to be 18 to 35 years old, not considering the type of life that you come from. Other people, they had to leave school early because their parents passed away and they had to make ends meet to support their siblings. There's so many situations that lead us to a person at the end of 35 years old still not having a car, still not married, still not having a proper job, no house, no nothing. the situations that we live in our lives are totally different. So I've always felt like that, like people that are we have put in this ceiling where we say if you are 35 years old and you haven't got your life together, then just forget, you are useless. We are focusing on the smaller nyana children. So for me, I'm happy that Cyril Ramaphosa is pointing out that there has to be a plan made for those who are 35 years old and above. Some of you're only gonna make it big actually in your 40s. In your 40s, you're going to find a proper job. In your 40s, you might be married. In your 40s, that's where you're going to buy your first house. For some people, it's like that. We cannot always keep everyone under the age of 35 and say, if you haven't made it this far, then we're cutting you off. For me, I think that's a very important thing. I just wanted to touch on it because, you see people trying and they are 38 years old, out to 38 years old, still going to the internet cafe, still trying to type his CV, still trying to be a security guard. Some of them, they are even graduated, still no job opportunities and all of that. So for me, I think it's a very good thing that the people of 36 years going forward, up to whatever age you want to feel like you want to work. Because why is it that at work you must work up until 60 years, 65 years old, but in parliament you can be 65, 70, 72, 82 years old in parliament? Why is it that there's no age gap there, but when it comes to us, the citizens of the country, there's a cap to say, listen, from here you have expired? Because also there must be some physical and mental test. Some people, you find them at 60 years old, body still okay, still running marathons, still gymming, still eating healthy. They can push up until 70. Why not? If they have not yet accumulated that pension that they need, because life after pension, life after work is not easy for many people because of the educational system that has taught them to become workers and not become business orientated. People don't know how to start business, and it's very obviously difficult to start a business or business venture when you are, for the first time, when you are above 60 years old. What are you going to do? The most simple business you can do there is accommodation, and even accommodation needs a lot of money. Startup cost is a big thing. So that's all I'm going to say. Workers' Day has come and passed. Had a nice holiday, relaxed with the family. Had a visit from my mother. It was a nice surprise, to see the old lady. So that was also nice. I wonder what you did for your Workers' Day. Were you just indoors, relaxing, watching the news, watching who's saying what, where, kanjani? And okay. And I always get confused when the holiday is in the middle of the week, because I thought tomorrow is Sunday. I thought we have already started now. But yes, as tomorrow is Thursday, 2 more days to push to the weekend. So thank you so much, ladies and gentlemen, for tuning in. If you haven't already, click the subscribe button. Make sure that you leave your thoughts on the comment section. Click the like button also. And also, let's meet on the flip side. Until we meet next time, don't forget to pray. After you pray, African child, stand up, do your best so that God can do the rest. Peace in Pan-Africanism. I salute you.